Hello, welcome to my YouTube video. This is about tanking, so it is. Now, I've been online, I've had a look, and I've seen trying to find stuff for a Necro tank online for Flames of Ambition is it's pretty hard to find. So it is. I've been online, I've had a look, I've gone through everything, and I'm seeing some stuff, and I feel like maybe some of the stuff that I could post is a little bit more helpful for the people that are still trying to find necro tanks or they're still trying to figure out maybe what's best for them, because the necro tank is quite hard. So it is my first tank that I've made, but it is a quite a hard tank to learn, get used to, you know. So I'm thinking I go through today just to make this video just to show everybody the setup that I run and how I find and go through some stuff and show you what helps me. Alright, so what I'll do is show you some of the gear that I am wearing now. I am not max CP, okay? I am only 817, so I'm okay. Now, I know people say, oh, well, your CP's this, you haven't done this, you haven't done this. Look, this is for the people that are struggling, and I just want to help people out, okay? Uh, CP is not the biggest thing. Okay, I've still done a lot of end game content, so I have done VSS, stuff like that there, you know? Okay, I just want to help people that maybe want to get their foot on the door when it comes to necro tanking, because it is quite a hard and difficult sort of thing to do with a lack of self-healing, stuff like that there, okay? So let's get into the sets. Alright, so what I'm using, sword and board. I'm using the Perfected Masters sword and board. Alright, run decisive. Doesn't matter what enchant you want to run, you can run whatever enchant you want. I run the life drain, okay, because it gives me restore some health back, which is nice. As a necro tank, you want as much health as possible. And keep in mind, I off tank in my trials with the trial group that I'm with. Okay, I do off tank, so what you're going to be looking at right now is a off tank sort of setup and what I run the off tank with. Okay, so the Perfected Master Sword and Board. Alright, the reason why I run this, as I said, as you read here, when you deal damage with puncture, you heal for 6.7k health and you gain spell and physical resistance equal to the amount of healing or healing done for 5 seconds. This is very nice. It is very nice. Find yourself in a difficult spot and you have puncher. Now you don't want to be overtaunt, but you hit the puncher, get a little bit of health back, and you'll see how this works with other sets as well. So you will. Okay, so the Perfected Master Sword and Board. Alright. Now, on the back bar, I do run Powerful Assault. Now, in some situations, Powerful Assault is not going to be good. Reason for that is because you have to be within 10 meters of the group, so you do, uh, and it procs on everyone. Now, it doesn't proc on everyone. It procs up to 5 group members. So if you're say you have 12 group members, you just want to hit this maybe 2 or 3 times. So you do. So you 1, 2. Make sure you get everyone. You go onto the character here and you'll see Powerful Assault that's active. Okay, I use the Magicka Detonation because I would rather use Magicka than my Stamina, because no stamina means tanks die. Alright, and that's really good because it's giving everyone that boost that they need. Of course, Crusher Enchant. Okay, you always run the Crusher Ice Staff. Always have the enchant on the back bar because it reduces the target's physical and spell resistance by 2.1k for 5 seconds. You want to have this up at all times if possible. So you do, okay? You always want to have this up. You see the little hammer up there on the right side? You apply Wall of Elements. You'll have this up for about 8 seconds. So you will about 8 seconds till it falls off, or even more, longer than 8 seconds. Okay, now sometimes I'll run the fighting star off with a light attack. That is only going to proc for the 4 seconds. So it is. But then straight after, I just put this down. Okay? And that's the good thing with a crusher. We need this up at all times. So we do. Be that if you're tanking in dungeons or if you're tanking, if you're off tanking, we need to keep that buff up because it does reduce the resistance, so it does. Okay, helps you stay alive, and things die faster. All right. Now, at the minute, okay, I am currently testing this out. I am running Earthcore. Okay, now a lot of people don't run Earthcore because because people wouldn't run it because it does proc on other people. If you use a heal, that does heal other people. Now, what's great for the Necro? The great thing for the Necro is, alright, let me just get my health down. The great thing on the Necro is you have your Scythe. Now, well, that is a self heal. You see how quick we get that health back? Just from a couple of scythes. Okay, if you're running Earthcore, you're on the Flame Dragon and VSS. This is why you want to use Earthcore. Okay, because it's going to keep you alive. It's going to take a lot of damage off of you. So it is. It's a very nice set to work with. So it is. Now, of course, in other situations, whenever you come up the ad pack stuff like that, I like to use Lady Thorn. I do like to use Lady Thorn. And the reason we like to use Lady Thorn is when we cast an ability that costs health. Okay, we're going to spawn a blood ball for 10 seconds. Now, what that does is, as you see here, it does 5k disease damage, but it also applies major maim. Okay, now that's a 10% damage reduction that the enemies do to you. Now, on the Necro, this is very nice, because if you look at our skill here, Empowering Grasp applies minor maim, okay, which is a 5 second thing. It reduces it by 5%, sorry, and that will reduce the incoming damage by 15% coming in. Okay, that's very nice on big ad packs because it can proc on every ad pack. It can proc on sort of everyone that's there. It is very nice to run. So it is, especially whenever you come up to VSS. You know, you've got them big heavy ad pulls and VSS. So you do, and a lot of groups do wipe on them ad packs because they hit pretty hard, and we want to reduce as much damage as possible while boosting as much damage as possible. That's why we got the powerful assault. So next, I run Drake's Rush. Now, Drake's Rush is it is a top 10 set. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The reason why, okay, and I said in my group, we are focusing on damage and we are focusing on ultimates. As much ultimates as possible, the more damage that gets done. Shit dies quicker. Alright, so Drake's Rush, we get the max stats, so we do. But when you bash an enemy, you end up to 3 group members within 15 meters of you gaining major heroism. That's 12 seconds. They gain 3 ultimate every 1.5 seconds. This can occur once every 18 seconds. This is absolutely a great set. Absolutely great. Because you have your main tank maybe running Arcasis as well. And that's up to 6 group members that are going to be getting that ultimate. Now, you'll know with procs. Whenever... Oh, hang on. Oh, no. You'll know with procs. You hear that sound. Now we go into the character sheet. Here it is here. The major heroism. Now people can run heroism pots. Personally, you can do that if you feel like it, okay? But it is nice to have for the group. Okay? Everything for the group. As an off tank and as a main tank, we want to give them DDs as much damage as possible. Because the quicker shit dies, the quicker we stay alive. Alright? Now, as I said, for the traits and stuff, okay, you can run whatever you want. Personally, I like to run infused bike pieces with a tri-stat glyph on them, okay? So on the helm, on both of the helms that I do end up running most of the time, I do have more in the bank I'm still experimenting with. We always run infused tri-stat on the head, infused tri-stat on the chest, and infused tri-stat on the legs. Because we want to get as much sort of max stats as possible, but we don't want We don't want more magicka than stamina. We always want more stamina. So we do. Okay? Now, personally, I like to run sturdy. So I do. I like to reduce that cost of block. I like to reduce that cost of block. That's just personal preference. You can run well footed if you do feel like it. Okay? So it's sturdy, infused. Okay? Infused ice staff, sturdy board, decisive sword. Get that ultimate back. Okay? Now, the jewelry. Okay? I like to run a robust neck. So I do. Okay? Just to get that max stamina. Alright? Now, on the rings, we run triune. Now this is down to personal preference, okay, but I like to run the triune, so I do, okay, because it increases the maximum magicka, stamina, and health, so it does, okay, and yeah, the tri-stack glyph on there, you get more of it as well. Now it may seem like a lot, but pennies make pounds, okay, no matter what the stat is or no matter what the number is, they all add up, in the end, and it's great to have, because they all do add up in the end, alright, so, that's the gear, the sets that I'm running, so it is okay. The gear and the sets I am running. Now, let's go on to skills. So, my stats at this, I am running the boon is day turn up, just to have that magicka recovery because Necro tanks, they do use quite a bit of magicka. Okay? So, attributes, I put 9 magicka, 11 stamina, 44 health, because we do get a lot of health. As a Necro, we do get a lot of health. I find myself with 40k health on the front bar and on the back bar. Okay, a lot of health. All right, so let's see. So the magicka recovery. Okay, now if we could get that magicka recovery a bit higher, so we could. But the way I'm playing, I'm comfortable with the magic recovery that I have and the stamina recovery I have. I am quite comfortable with it. Now the resistances, I know the resistances look quite a bit low, okay? They do look quite a bit low. Now, the reason they are low is because my RNG is not is not the best. I get medium shoulders out of the coffers all the time. Alright? But what we're losing and then what we're gaining as well. We'll look at that because I'll get the medium armor passives. So I'll get the medium armor passives. Now I do have some stuff to level up. I gotta go get some more sky shards, stuff like that there, okay? But medium armor passives is still nice to have as well, because we're getting passives, but we are going to sacrifice a little bit of resistances, okay? Now, skills. Okay, so on the front bar, pierce armor, okay? That's your taunt. It inflicts minor and major breach. We want to have this up constantly. We always want to have this up. If tanks lose taunt, people die. Okay. Now, the totem of agony, or the agony totem. Okay. This is a great skill for fearing mobs. Say you're running dungeons and there's a lot of mob packs. It's great. Whack this down. It's anyone that runs past it, or is anyone that is sort of in its vicinity. It's gonna stun them. It's gonna fear them. It's gonna lock them in place, which means the DDs can kill them quickly. We don't have stuff run about the place. You're not running around trying to chain everything and then range taunt everything. It's really nice, and it gives you minor protection. So it does as well. It gives you that minor protection for you and for you and allies for 11 seconds. That also reduces the damage. If you're off tanking and you're off with a big atros in VSS, it's really good. It's really good to have this, have it down, stand in your circle, you know what I mean, hold up your block. You're going to take a little bit of reduced damage, especially with the Earth Core as well. If it procs, you're going to have reduced damage and you're going to get a bit of healing over time on you as well. Alright? Now, the Empowering Grasp. Now, the reason we use the Empowering Grasp, okay, is once we don't have a lot of ads on us, or we're free enough to get behind the group, we're able to give the group Empower. So we're able to enhance the group's Empower. Okay, we're able to get them more damage. We also minor maim enemies. Okay, and we also lock enemies down. It's great for ad packs. It's great to boost your team's damage. As I said, shit dies once there's more damage. Alright. Now, alright. So, what we got now is we're on the next skill, which is the Hungerscythe. Now, the Hungerscythe is an absolute great skill. That's our main healing skill that we're going to be using because it gives you 6.1k health. And each additional enemy, you get 2k health back as well. Now, proc that with Earthcore. So, we use this just to bring the health down. Proc that with Earthcore. That's going to give us some crazy amount of healing back, and you're not ripping through as much magicka as you would have been without it. It's absolutely great to have. It is a must-have on your tank, especially for your Necro tank. Especially, it's only on the Necro, but it's absolutely great to have on our. It's a great ability to have because we're getting that magicka, sorry, we're getting that health back as well. As I said, the longer we're alive, the longer DDs are alive, the more damage that is constantly being put out as well. Okay, so now we move on to our next skill, which is our beckoning armor. Now, that is going to give us our major resolve, increasing our physical resistance and spell resistance by 5.9k, sorry. Absolutely great. We need that up at all times. This is our main buff. We don't have this up, we're going to be losing a lot. We're going to be losing a lot of resistance. So we need this up. Great thing about this is if any ranged ads hit you, it chains them in. Okay, it's great for Black Rose Prison where you've got all them ads all around you. Absolutely fantastic for it. It's also great as well, just getting things stacked up as well where you wouldn't see them. They're in a blind spot, you can't see them whenever they're at your back. They hit you, they get dragged in. Absolutely great. So now we move on to the back bar. Now, on the back bar, we're going to be running the proximity detonation. The reason we're running the proximity detonation over vigor is because I would rather use magicka to proc the powerful assault than use stamina, because as a tank we need as much stamina as possible. We need as much as humanly possible. Keep the stamina up, and if we just use spell symmetry or equilibrium, we get that magicka back anyway in sacrifice for health, but we'll get that health right back, so we will. Okay, so now silver leash. We need the silver leash, okay? Because we're not DKs, we don't get the luxury of just chain stuff on with magicka. We have to use the stamina. Okay, it works absolutely great with the beckoning armor. You just have the beckoning armor up. That's going to drag any ranged DDs in that are. All you gotta do is run, range taunt them, get them DDs sort of get them DDs taunted on you, and then they're going to start hitting you from afar, and they'll pull them in. And you just use your silver leash, drags them in. Pretty nice. You just gotta get good at managing the resources. You don't want to do it for everything because you'll find yourself just blitzing through stamina. Alright, so next one, spell symmetry. It's very nice, very very nice because you get your magicka back. It procs your Lady Thorn, so it does keep the minor maim up, and it means that we have a wee bit more sort of, we can work around with some pots as well, because I like to use the immovability pots with the stamina variant on them. So I do with the stamina variant on them because we don't need that. We don't need that magicka. We don't need to run the tri-stat if we're getting the if we're getting the magicka back from the spell symmetry, which is very nice. Now you can run the magicka version if you want to run the magicka version, because I know it is, because the stats are quite heavy on the Necro, even because you gotta manage that stamina a bit more. But it's nice to run that, especially if you're an Argonian as well. You get that back so much, which I am. So I'm sort of built around pots and stuff. Now, we move on to our next skills. You got your unstable wall. We need this unstable wall up, as I said in the start. We always need that up just to keep up the Crusher enchant. Keep things down, keep things dying quickly. Absolutely great. And of course, you got your range taunt. Need I say more about the range taunt? We gotta keep that and keep stuff off our DDs, keep stuff off our healers. Stuff stay alive. It's absolutely amazing. Alright. Now, we'll move on. My race is Argonian. Argonians are absolutely amazing. Okay, because we swim faster. Alright, 50% faster, okay. We also get increased healing done by 6%. We also get the increases to your max health, and we get some reduced disease and poison damage on us as well. Very nice, very nice as well. And then we get our resourceful. Okay, we get a lot of stuff back from our pots. Okay, our pots are our main thing here. We always want to have our pots up because we get extras. We get extras and we need it. A great thing to do, have your alchemy all set up. Have your alchemy completely set up. Now I do need to put an extra couple points. That's just I need to get some skill points, stuff like that there. We can get them. We can get them easily. But it's really nice if you use medical use. Means your pots last 30% longer, which is absolutely great. So it does, and you get a massive buff. You get a massive buff while using your pot as well as the Argonian, because you get stats back more. Another thing as well, let me go on here. Another thing as well, it's great. It's absolutely great just playing as an Argonian, because you just get all this, you get sort of that stuff back on your pots and stuff. It's absolutely amazing. So now we move on to the champion points. Now these champion points are just how comfortable I am. Okay, they're not you don't need to copy these. This is just how I play, but it is, if you want to run the way I am playing, as I said, you find your own play style, so you do. This is just a help for people. So the staving death. Okay, we want to have 40 in quick recovery. Get your healing done by 4%. Why have 40 in preparation? Get that 8% damage reduction, absolutely essential. It's amazing to have. And your elemental ages, get that damage reduction as well by another 4% from the elemental damages as well coming in. Okay. You get your max stats as well from here as well. You get your max stamina, you get your max magicka. You also get some reduced damage taken as well. It's absolutely nice. It's absolutely nice. Now we go on to the red tree or fitness tree. Now this is all down to personal preference. As I said, the red tree, you play how you want. Okay, so let's see. We'll start off with the equip ones. So I got ironclad. Get that armor per stage. Very nice to have. We want that nice armor. Also rejuvenation. Get some recovery. We want as much recovery as possible. The more recovery, the better. It's very nice. Also, we got the mystic tenacity. Okay, reduces the duration of elemental status effects applied to by 5%. We get that up to 25%. Reduced status effects, reduced elemental status effects. Absolutely great. So nice to have. Also got the tumbling. You find yourself roll dodging quite a bit, which you do because you get some heavy attacks and you feel comfortable roll dodging. This is nice to have. It's nice to have this maxed out, just to get the full out of it. Now I do only have 2 ticks in it. But it's still nice to get that sort of 240 cost reduction on the roll dodging. Now, we also get some max health, and we get a reduced cost to shield abilities, because sometimes whenever you're in Black Rose Prison or whatever, you want to run some shield abilities just to take some damage off of you as well. Okay, it's really nice. And the reduced cost of roll, the reduced cost of blocking as well. It's nice to have sort of reduce as much stamina being taken off you as possible. Now I do need to get a bit more CP put in. We'll get that over time anyway, but it is nice to have this up as well if you find yourself blocking quite a bit. It is nice to have. And down here as well, we get the sprinter. Or the rising speed as well. So it reduces the cost of sprint by 50 stamina per stage, while under current control effects it's very nice to have, especially with the sprinter as well, because if people find yourself in a pug group, people are running ahead of you, not waiting on tank. It's nice to get sort of caught up as well, reduces much stamina intake as possible. As you know, no stamina, tanks die. Alright, so that is sort of everything. That is everything on my Necro Argonian tank. I hope you find it helpful, because I know at the minute it's quite hard finding that sort of video or that guide out there with Necro tanks, because they're so sort of. I find myself seeing not a lot of people play the Necro tank because it is quite a hard tank to run. Not the bits, but as I said, if you can run it, it will be the best tank to run. Okay, puts a nice challenge, makes you a better player. You know what I mean? With the abilities that you have, it's nice to have. It's nice to run. And I hope, as I said, I hope this helped out as much as possible. If you want to see me post some trial videos, I do have a trial coming up. So I do have a trial coming up for today and Sunday. Just let me know. I'll post them. I'll show you what way I'm playing, what I like to do, just to get an hour feel for it. Alright, guys. But this has been me, and I hope